Tuesday lunchtime. Annie's home. She's doing her studying for her CPA in October. Getting very, very hard, I can tell you that. Anyway, today talking about found out about this thing called Islamic banking, and I looked into it because I was interested. So normally when you go to a bank, you borrow money for, say, a car or a house or a commercial loan. Yeah. So what normally happens is that you find something you want to buy, you put down a deposit, you then work out how much it's going to be left, you go to a bank, you borrow money, which then charges you interest on that loan. And it's normally around 5-6% interest. And the interest over the period of the loan goes up and down. Or if you're fairly flush, you find what you want to buy and you buy it in cash, which is simpler. You pay a full market value, you don't borrow any money. Or if you're buying a property, you borrow money against the property, and you have a repayment mortgage or loan, which means you work out that the value of the house is £100,000 or $100,000. You then put down, I don't know, $25,000, $30,000. Stop laughing. I know houses don't cost that anymore, but I need to do that for the equation. And then you put down 25 to 30,000, and what's got left, you take it over a period of 10, 15, 20, 25 years at fixed payment. So that's how that works. Now, last week I was talking to somebody, and they were talking to me about a thing called Murabai or buy to buy. And these are two loans, or two ways of borrowing money that use Shia finance rules. And here in the Philippines, there's a couple of banks that do it. There's the Al-Ahmad Bank, based in Zamboanga, that has branches all the way through Mindanao. And they have one in Makati. And the other one is Maybank, which is a Malaysian bank. So I went to the Malaysian bank yesterday to have a chat with them to get some information. So what actually happens is, if you look at the Murabai, or Murabai, however you want to pronounce it, my Arabic is not that fantastic, apart from Salam Alaikum Salam, yeah, or Inshallah, Bukhala. Anyway, so you can, how the loan works, it's a pay principle. Yeah. So you find something you want to buy, a house for $100,000 or £100,000. Talk to the bank. The bank will buy the property for you. Now, they're going to get some discount or whatever they're going to do, because they're going to haggle hard. Then on the table goes the money they pay for the property. And let's just say they've not haggled and it's just $100,000. There is then an agreed percentage. No, not really. Percentage is not really the right word. An agreed profit that the bank will make Now that could be $20,000, which is added to the principal payment for the house. The bank owns the house. They give you a repayment period, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, and you get told how much you have to pay every month. It's fixed. It doesn't go up with interest, it doesn't go down. If you miss a payment, you just add it to the end. If you miss 2 payments, you just add it to the end. Okay? Because the bank still has the collateral of the property. So it doesn't lose out. It's not the same as a interest, where if you defer payment or you miss payment, they will then turn around and charge you additional money for the missed payment, and they'll charge you additional money for the conversation or the letter or anything like that. It's a different process. Yeah, it's a pay to buy. That's how I look at it. So I did the maths on it using a BDO 100,000 yesterday. So if I borrowed $100,000 from BDO, I would then buy a 6 million peso house. The bank would have the deeds and the paperwork, but it will be in my name, which is the law if you're taking that principle. And then I would actually make monthly payments for 20 years using 4 to 5% on the interest, and it will continue. So if interest goes up, my payments go up. If interest goes down, my payments go down. But very rarely do they go down. They always seem to go this way. So if you turn around and say 20,000 and you do $100, 100,000, and you put down 20, yeah, you're going to be ending up with 80. 80 with a 4 or 5% interest charge and bank charges. At the current rate, works out to around $725 a month, or pounds a month, give or take. Okay. So I was like, oh, okay, no problem. That's a normal mortgage payment I'm used to in the UK. 700, 800. People might be watching this video in the UK going, no, it's not that anymore, it's more than that, it's over 1,000. Well, calm down. I'm just giving you what I'm hearing, don't I? So using the pay principle from the Islamic bank, you pay an agreed fee of interest, 20,000 on your 100. So you're not going to be borrowing 100. Yeah, you're going to be borrowing 80 because you're going to put 20 in. If you work out on the payback principle using the Murabai Islamic Shia loan process, because you can buy a car, a home, or machinery, and you fix it for the same term that you do on an interest from a BDO bank or one of the other banks. They're all exactly the same when you borrow money. It works out to $500 a month. And that's what interested me. I have a friend here who uses all the system of Islamic banking and the Shia banking rules to buy property, and he saves nearly $300 a month. It's considerable, isn't it? And that's why I looked into it. So you can apply at the Islamic Bank in Zamboanga or Makati or Maybank and look at it and ask the questions. I was told yesterday that I didn't need to be from a certain faith. I didn't need to be from a certain culture. If the loan was agreed, then I would turn around and follow the Shia principles. Now, I asked what would my return be if I invested 10,000 peso into my bank, a Shia bank account or Islamic bank account in Maybank, and they turned around and said that I would get 0.25% on my return. However, if it went up, then that 0.25 would increase. But it's all about a negotiation, which I found quite different from being given a piece of paper with all the interest charges and turn around and say, pick which one you're going to go and go away. I found it quite interesting that the woman dealing with me was competent to talk to me about 0.25%, which is 1/4% on 10,000 pesos, which is 200 quid or $200. But if I was to put in $1 million, then that 0.25 would change considerably. And the woman talking to me was quite open and honest and saying that it would increase depending on how much you were going to put in to the investment portfolio. Now they do all sorts of other types of banking, but I wasn't interested in that banking. I was interested in getting a fixed term bank agreement and getting the best, and they don't call it interest, that's the thing, they call it profit. How much profit do you want to make? And I found that a little bit of a shock, that a bank is talking about profit on your money, not 2% interest return quarterly, half yearly, yearly on your period, or fixed term you're going to get 7% interest and it's going to give you 7,000 peso a year for 10 years and you come away with 70,000 peso. They turn around and they're saying on the profit that you get paid on your investment is going to be 22,000 peso. Now that is worth a look. I don't have to be from a denomination or a culture or a faith. It's all about, I can put my money in and my money will do the work. So they have an Al Aman Shia bank here in Davao, which is down on Carino. So I phoned them this morning with Annie and I made an appointment. And I'm going to pop down there next week to have a chat. Because if I can save $300 a month on a loan, or they don't call it, but on a purchase. The purchase is either a car, a home, or machinery. I'm going to have a look at it. I'm going to investigate it more. So that's what I was doing yesterday. Yeah, I never heard about it before. I wish I'd heard about it in the UK, because when I was working, that would have saved me quite a lump sum in the UK each month. Instead of at one period in my life, my interest rate on my loan on my property was 14%. But if it was fixed, so banks do fix mortgage rates in the UK, but they only fix them for 5 or 10 years. They don't fix them for the duration of the mortgage. Under Shia banking rules, you have to be open on it and put it on the table. They make their money out of investing, and that lump sum, growing that portfolio. And my understanding is they don't loan like banks do in the Western culture. They don't loan. They are specific in who they loan to. So they might only have 10 or 15 people they're lending money to in a certain area, in a certain province, because they want to make sure that the money keeps coming in as a repayment with the profit attached. Anyway, I'm going to have some lunch. Oh, there we go. There's V. Oh, salamat, Mum. I've got my salad. My apple, cranberry, cashew, blue cheese. So, oh, very nice. Very nice. So, digressing quickly on my food and coming back very quickly. Is it the way forward, rather than using capitalist banking? I'm having all sorts of problems with my bank in the UK because they keep changing the banking rules, keep moving the goalposts. Where what was explained to me yesterday was that Shia rule is a fundamental practice of life. It's not about capitalism. It's you put money in, you get profit out. The charges are built into or agreed by you and the bank on the money that you want to borrow. Just because the stock markets go up and down and all over the place, and banks can't manage their interest and their profitability, you don't get these peaks and troughs on interest. You don't end up being given a letter with 2 months' notice saying that your repayment or your payment on your home is going to go up. It's fixed. You agree that term and you just pay that every month. For how many years do you want to pay for it? Is it the way forward? I don't know. But I'm interested, as you can gather. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my lunch. Like, share, subscribe. What do you know about Shia banking or Islamic banking practices?